The Backrooms. You've been here before. Entity number 193. Cindy. Habitat. Non applicable. Image caption. Photo taken of Entity 193 in Level 11, the Endless City. Description: Entity 193, more commonly referred to as Cindy, is a singular entity known for its friendliness towards wanderers, ability to morph its appearance, and ability to perfectly no-clip from level to level at will. Information on Cindy is highly valuable due to the ability to travel from level to level at will. Research is being done by several Meg operatives regarding Cindy's efficacious no-clip technique in hopes of making the arduous and hazardous task of traversing through the backrooms much simpler and safer. Behaviors: Cindy is very friendly and is even known to accompany wanderers on their journey until it loses interest. Despite this, Cindy is a fairly reserved entity and will not interact with wanderers unless they begin the interaction first. This entity is docile, only attacking when feeling aggressed, so no special precautions need be taken around this being. However, if Cindy feels at all threatened, it will usually just no-clip away from the source of its stress. In the rare situation that the entity cannot safely exit the area, it may strangle or throw the attacker until they are incapacitated. Cindy can change its appearance to disguise itself as one's first love, best friend, or close relative in an attempt to put wanderers more at ease when interacting with it. It is believed that numerous past experiences with wanderers who were frightened by the entity's original form caused Cindy to adapt to be less threatening in appearance in order to evoke positive interactions with wanderers. Over time, Cindy may return to its original form around wanderers it feels it can trust. Cindy is a highly approachable entity. It is even willing to transport wanderers. Footnote: the means by which it transports wanderers is currently unknown, end footnote, in exchange for all sorts of goods. It is thought that Cindy may simply collect or store the items it receives from trading out of curiosity, since it cannot consume food or put other objects of trade to much use. Trade with this entity can be difficult, as it cannot speak, though it does understand many languages. It will instead point or gesture to communicate with others. For some strange reason, Cindy never seems to spend more than 24 hours in any one location. As of now, there is much speculation surrounding the reason for this behavior, but no reasonable conclusion has been made. The entity's given, apparently unfitting, nickname, Cindy, originated from a voice recorded interview with an anonymous BNTG member, from which there is an excerpt from in the Discovery section. Biology. When not in a disguise, Entity 193 is a tall, humanoid creature with a slouching posture, reaching at a height of about 7 feet, 213 centimeters. It has very long, thin limbs and legs that resemble that of a dog's. Its body is covered in a smooth, plastic like, white material colored black where its joints meet, i.e., shoulders, elbows, mid torso, knees, and neck. Cindy's face consists only of two small, black, sunken eyes and sharp cheekbones. The entity can often be described as somewhat robotic in appearance. Cindy's physiological makeup is still unknown, but the Meg is still learning about its ability to no-clip seamlessly from level to level, and its somatic configuration is largely responsible for its highly difficult method of transportation. Discovery. Cindy's first confirmed sighting was in 2012 when an anonymous BNTG member arrived to the backrooms and reported seeing his high school sweetheart named Cindy walking around the halls of Level 0, tutorial level, overlooking the fact that she could not speak. He believed the entity was actually the person he knew due to his disoriented state of mind. Cindy then began leading him to the Manila room, a journey that took an estimated 4 to 5 hours, before shifting back into its original form upon their arrival at the room. It then departed after giving the man, in his own words, a, quote, quick wave goodbye, end quote. Excerpt from voice recorded interview with the BNTG member. Quote, I was beginning to feel hopeless, trapped in what I can only describe as the most off putting, endless maze I've ever been in, only to see someone very familiar. I was both shocked and elated to see another person after countless hours of being alone, let alone a person I knew. It was my first girlfriend, Cindy, from my sophomore year of high school. She looked like she hadn't aged a day since I last saw her. I remember her very vividly. She was probably one of the best things that had ever happened to me. However, the good times that I never expected to end ground to a halt when my parents decided the school I was attending at the time wasn't good enough for me because the crime rate was high and the teachers there just weren't very good at their job. So I was forced to transfer somewhere else against my will. I wasn't allowed to keep in contact with any of my old friends either, mainly because my mother thought they were a bad influence. And, wouldn't you know, this included Cindy. I was devastated. We had been best friends since elementary school. It took me years to tell her how I really felt. No one knew me like she did. When I told her the bad news, she gave me the warmest hug, and she said everything would be okay. She was always so much stronger than me, and so much more attractive. Seeing her here in this awful place made me feel less alone, but also mad she had to experience this hellhole. I ran up to her quickly, then tried to explain my situation. She was so calm and such a kind aura about her. I was so happy to see another living thing that I didn't even notice that she hadn't said a single word to me the entire time we were together. Instead, she pointed in front of her and began walking, so I started following her, which sounds really stupid now that I think about it, but I was unbelievably desperate. She guided me to a room with files on how to no clip, and that's how I ended up getting here. As I was about to leave, I turned to ask her if she was gonna come with me, only to find she was gone, and there was this huge monster standing there instead. I was shocked half to death by that thing that I thought just took my Cindy away from me again. I didn't know what to do except to just stare at it in fright. It didn't lunge out to get me like I thought it would. It only gave me a quick wave goodbye and then just walked away. End quote. Do's and don'ts. Do. Be friendly. Offer items in exchange for transportation. Don't. Aggravate Cindy. Attempt to attack.